Hello everyone, welcome back to Nascent Toy Collector presented by Infinite Collectibles. I am Adam and today I have something really special for you. I have a Christmas gift from my mom and dad and it is the Hot Rodding Teenagers from Dimension X. The 3-pack of the Neutrinos from NECA, the Target exclusive, and I cannot wait to tear into this guy. Before I do though, hit like, hit subscribe, and tune in for more toy collecting action. Here they are, the Neutrinos. I love the box for these NECA. Well, they're usually 2-packs. This is a 3-pack. Actually, you could consider this a 5-pack if you talk about Princess Tribble and the Gribbix there. But yeah, I love that they look like the party wagon. The overall aesthetic, you've got the green turtle shell with the yellow background. I think it looks amazing. And you get these, they're almost cartoon accurate drawings here on the front with the classic Turtles logo. You got the Neutrinos, Nickelodeon. Here, of course, we have a choking hazard. These are for 14 and up. Nickelodeon logo. TMNT with that turtle shell. See, this makes you think that it's just going to open up and the turtles are going to come flying out like they do in the intro. Flipping it around on the side, you get Neutrino Dask there with the Gribbix and the baby Tribble, the princess. She's the Neutrino princess, as you can tell by that rockin' hairstyle there. This is cool. This looks like a digital rendering of the figure. It may be an actual, I don't know, it may be the actual figure itself. Flipping it on around, get this awesome shot of the Neutrinos together. You've got Dask, Kala, and Zack, and then we get the Pizza Monster, Robot, Bebop, and Rocksteady, which I have over here. Token Razor from the cartoon. Man, I love them in the cartoon. They're amazing. Yeah, great looking box. And on the side over here, we get Zack and Kala. I remember Michelangelo being in love with Kala. That's what I remember the most about it. And on the bottom, of course, you get the legalese, the barcode there. Let's see, packaging by Travis Hasback. We get photography by Steven Mazurek. So that means these are actual pictures of the figures themselves. So yeah, there it is, guys. Really nice box. But here's what we're here for. We're here for the opening of the box. Look at all the accessories. I can't wait to see what's all packed in here. I see their hoverboards, although I don't think they ever rode hoverboards in the show. I'm not sure about that though. I have watched every episode, but I can't remember if they did the hoverboards or not. Anyway, let's tear into this bad boy. Something else really cool about the box. Look at that Technodrome back there. Really rad. Now, I have to go through the process of removing all the little plastic tie straps holding everything in. Let's do it. I'm gonna make it rain. I cut the shit out of myself trying to get these things out of the package. And there is basically everything out of the package. You guys can see this, a whole plethora of accessories. Plus, I haven't even got these out yet. We have 4 hands, so a total of 6 hands for each character here. And they also come with stands, like bases, and then looks like bases for their hoverboards. So this ought to be pretty interesting. I do absolutely know why they would include these stands with them, as there you go. They have the tiniest feet compared to their heads that I've ever seen. But you know what, guys? This is exactly, and I mean exactly, what they look like in the cartoon. Man, these guys look amazing. I can't wait to take a look at each one. First, I'm going to get all these accessories out, and we'll continue from there. And there they went. They need the stands. They have huge heads and hairdos. Look at the hairdos. Okay, so as soon as I dumped the trays, everything got kind of mixed up. However, I was able to get Kala up on one of these stands. I'm going to show you how that works here in just a second. She's the hardest one for me to get to stand up because her feet are just so terribly small. Dask here and Zack, they both have larger feet, even though they're not big by any means, and their heads are huge. And of course, that's how, animators and artists always draw kids, is with giant heads. I mean, I get it. They're supposed to be teenagers, so, they're not fully developed, I guess. Costume wise though, that looks amazing. Like I said, I've never seen the hoverboards, but I get why they would include them. Man, there's a plethora. Each one of them, like I said, has 6 hands. And then as you can see, you take this little stand here and it has a ball joint on top. Each of the hoverboards has this peg here that you can just snap this into. And now you have a movable base. Like you can set them up on these and then twist them and turn them and set them up however you want to, and that's pretty cool. So this one is for Zach, and of course this one matching colors with Dask. Let me go ahead and pop that in there. I say I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in there. Maybe it went. Maybe it's in there and I just don't realize it. So with this so much stuff here, first of all, let's just take a look at these slug figures. They're not real slugs because the Princess Tribble's arms, they do move and they do have hinges and they do move all around, which is cool. And she also has a ball joint for her head, which is really neat. She is the princess of the Neutrinos from Dimension X, and there's an episode, 4 Turtles and a Baby, where the turtles have to keep her from falling into the hands of Krang so that he can take over Dimension X once and for all. And it's a really good episode, and it's kind of a cool little inclusion here with this 3-pack. And here we have the Gribbix. And the Gribbix is kind of a take on the Gremlins. He is Kala's pet, and when he escapes to Earth, he eats a piece of pizza, I think after midnight, and then he transforms into a giant monster, and then the only way they can get him to change back to his little cute self is to pour water on him. And so kind of a take on the Gremlins. These are really nicely painted, as you can see here. The paint jobs are really nice. They're really well done. And for slug figures, these are, on the nicer side. Also included is the interdimensional tuner, which is something Donatello built to be able to look into the other dimensions, Dimension X, namely the freeze ray. I believe this is the freeze ray gun here. It's really cool. Has a lot of nice paint deco. Everything included has really nice paint jobs on it. The freeze ray looks really cool. It's like a little satellite ray gun. This is the Spectro Analyzer here, and this is used in one of the episodes to kind of track down the neutrinos when they are loose on the Earth. It's a pretty neat little gizmo there. It's pretty cool. And we have this little dude. This is called the Neutrino Finder, and what's interesting is that they actually use it to find the Gribbix, the little creature here. This is actually used to locate the Gribbix when it's lost on Earth. It's got the little indicator, and I mean, these accessories look straight up out of the cartoon series. Pretty rad looking stuff. I don't know what this is. And it may go to something else. It looks like a little flashlight or something. And it may be a flashlight. I know there's something about a flashlight. Maybe this goes with the Spectro or the interdimensional tuner, because I remember Donatello's able to defeat it with a flashlight. Maybe that's what this is supposed to be. They do each come with a stand. A clear little stand like this, which you can see why, with them being fairly top heavy. I'll probably end up using these when I put together my Ninja Turtle shelf. Most of them have a grip and closed fist, and then whatever hands they came with, and they seem to have all come with open hands like this, as you can see there, as their main way they shipped. So let's first take a look at Zach here. Man, they did a great job with this haircut. Look at that. The hair is amazing. The paint is amazing. The paint application here is out of this world. This thing looks exactly like it came straight out of the cartoon. Even the glasses, you can even see his eyes back there. They did not spare any expense on the paint job. Everything's outlined, everything's cell shaded like it should be. And as you can see, they do, with the open hands, hold their accessories pretty well. I like that. I think that looks great. Gonna set that aside. But let's just take a look at his articulation. His head is on a ball, and he has a ball here and at the neck base, so he can look all around. He has all kinds of movement with that head. Now, it's cool. The collar sticking up there is soft goods. I love the neo-futuristic 1950s aesthetic that these guys have. They're driving like those flying 57 Chevys in the show that they call Star Cruisers, and they just have that all over kind of futuristic greaser vibe. It's kind of very Americana. I really like the way these guys are done. They're painted so well, just like all the cartoon-based figures. They have the darker paint on the backside, lighter paint on the front. You can see there dark blue, light blue. He's very well cel-shaded. He's got really awesome looking accents. And like I said, everything, the collar's soft so you can move his head all around. His shoulders do rotate 360 degrees. The little piece here on his jacket does hinder a complete 90 degrees there, but you can turn them up and out. You know, of course this is going to stop some movement, even though it's not hard, but it, you know, that's all it can do. They do have 360 degree pivots at the elbow, and they also have the 90 degree hinge, well, almost 90 degree hinge there at the elbow as well. They also have 360 degrees on their wrists, and the wrists are hinged as well. So lots of movement here for a what is a very small figure, honestly. And they do have an upper torso turn there. Nothing at the waist, but that's okay. They do have a nice amount of pivot here, as you can see. And then they also have the thigh swivel. The thighs move out to the side. I have his stand on just because he's easier to stand up that way. Almost 90 degrees there. Back a large amount, forward quite a bit. And you can see how it crinkles up that area right there, and that's cool. That's how it's made. It's made to be soft so that you can move them around and put them into poses. They do have the pinned joints here that allow their knees to move. The gigantic amount of range there. Look at that. That's quite a big kick itself in the ass easily. I do love the way the pants are stylized. His shoes look great. He does have ankle swivels all the way around and then forward and back as well. Very articulated figure, very nicely painted. I applaud the amount of detail here on something that is not huge, you know? It's just a relatively small figure. Actually, let's bring out the tape measure. And to the top of his hair, Zach is about 5 1/4, I would say. 5 1/4, somewhere along in there. So in scale, I'm sure with the rest of them. We're going to take a look at that in just a second, like I said. Moving on. Now, this is the most memorable Neutrino to me because, like I said, Michelangelo was in love with her. I just remember him being like, oh, Kala, you know, like that's one of my earliest memories of the TMNT. So how could I not, right? So let's take a look at her. Man, they really did a really nice job on her hair. I see it's a little bit sloppy, maybe the outlining right around the swirl there. That's got to be a hard piece to do. It's really nicely done, though, as far as being sculpted. The hair, so crazy, so huge and big, and, you know, a play on the 1950s, I would say. She's articulated much the same, except that she can reach up beyond the 90 degrees. She does have the elbow swivel as well. She's got the elbow joints. She also has the hinges and the wrists. So she's articulated exactly the same. She articulates in the mid-torso instead of the waist, and she has the thighs and the knees with the pins. She has all the same articulation, except she has just tiny feet. I mean, just demonstrably tiny. She's so hard to get to stand up because, I mean, that giant head and those tiny feet are just so hard to balance. And that is why they came with these nice little stands. So I'm just going to give her one or two. When I have my TMNT shelf, she's definitely going to be on one of these stands, I would say. Yeah, see, look at that. That helps her stand up just fine. I will say, face-wise, she has a very bland expression. I remember her being very emotional in the show. So that's the only thing I would say negative about this. As far as everything else, though, the costume looks great. They really nailed it. The paint deco here is amazing. It's not sloppy. Just a little bit around her hair, but you know, you've got the fine paint jobs around her legs, her boots, the transitions between the two. There's a little bit of a glob there, but for the most part, man, really nicely done. Her bracelets look great. So yeah, really nice looking figure. Let's move over to Dask. So here's Dask, who is possibly my very favorite Neutrino. I don't know why. I just think he looks cool. I like his yellow and purple. I've always dug those contrasting colors there. They look amazing. I love his hairdo. They really did a really nice job of that. Look at that thing. Look at the empty space in it and the open gaps and everything. Really, really nicely done. The paint deco on these guys. You know, the entire NECA cartoon series, they've not spared any expense on the paint. And I didn't even mention it on Kala, but I will with Dask. He has the darker yellow on the back with the brighter yellow on the front. I love the fins. Man, just something about this costume really does it for me. He also looks like my friend Fred's little brother, Ben. Ben Fleshman, if you're out there and you ever see this video, I think you look like Dask from NECA. What the hell's this bug buzzing around about? All right, get the fuck out of here. Now, he is like Zach in that his shoulder armor or whatever costume here does not allow his arm the complete articulation. That's okay. We don't need it. He does look like a little Elvis guy, like he'd be doing some kind of ain't nothing but a hound dog impersonation, doesn't he? Looks like he'd be doing some air guitar. But, you know, and they always played that music when they showed the Neutrinos. It's like, so yeah, that's kind of fitting. He is articulated much the same as the rest of them. Head on a swivel, neck on a swivel. He's got the swivels in the arms, and they can go up, like I showed you, only about that far because of these crazy shoulder pads. He does have the elbow swivel. The elbow is hinged, and it doesn't hinge out very far. About 90 degrees, I guess. Getting close. He does have the rotation in the wrists, and he also has the hinges in the wrists, and he has the hips. He has the mid-torso twist, which I think his is the most prominent, and he has the forward and back, and he has the 3-part knee, 2-part knee, depending on who you are, and of course he has the swivel in the ankle and everything. I do really like his shoes. I think they're very cool. Like I said, again, I'm going to say it just like Jurassic Park, spared no expense here. We've got all kinds of nice articulation, and man, I think overall, these are some really nice figures. I like the way they're done. They're going to look really nice on my Turtles shelf. He also, and there's a look at his board there, his hoverboard. They all have cool hoverboards. Here's Zach's hoverboard, because I didn't really show it off. And here's Kala's hoverboard. Pretty badass. Who knows? You could stand them on those to kind of give them more dynamic poses. Who knows what you could do? You could do all kinds of stuff with them. They're definitely going on my turtle shelf because the Neutrinos are an integral part of the origin of the Ninja Turtles, as they were in that first 6-episode span. So for a scale comparison, I have Krang, who is obviously towering above them. Let's see if I can fix that. Look at that. Yeah, that's Krang from the same series. I have Vernon, cameraman extraordinaire here. You can see Vernon's height in comparison. You can see how large their heads are compared to what is considered a normal head. And then let's go ahead and bring in the Rat King, because I love the Rat King. I mean, what other reason do you need to bring in the Rat King other than that you love him and to show the scale of what we're getting into with NECA. Now here's a Best Action Casey Jones, so you can kind of see stylistically what they're going for there. Best Action Casey next to the NECA Neutrinos. Best Action Casey with NECA Krang, or with Vernon, or with the Rat King there. Pretty interesting. I'm going to move Casey aside, and we can also see this is a 3 3/4 Silver Surfer from the Marvel Legends Retro series. So there you go, guys. There's a shot at the size comparison. There's an idea of scale in reference to other figures in the same line, and of course 3 3/4 figure. And I want to say thank you to my mom and dad for the awesome Christmas present. You guys are the shit. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Love you guys. I want to say have a great week. I want to say keep it geek. I want to say peace out till next time. Thanks.